Ah, streamlined line. Excellent. That means that we're going to be producing more stuff more fast. Let's get construction 5 just to continue working on that. Can't believe it's October 43 already. That's mental. Meanwhile, we are definitely getting closer to Moscow now. Remember, my previous line was Minsk, which is here. So the line used to be right there. It used to be this river. So Germany is really pushing against the Soviets right now, which is awesome. And also over here, although that may not necessarily be the good thing to do. Let's see if we can save those 3 divisions.
Non fermatevi! Avanti!
Be careful about your assaults. There we go. Broke through, saved them. Let's start just doing a couple of low-level pushes. I wonder if we can push here in the Caucasus. If you think you can make gains, go ahead. No, I don't like this. I'm gonna hold down shift, click on you to stop that attack. I'm gonna control, right click on you and press H. The Germans will continue their assaults, but my units will not. We'll just be there to defend if you need it. And apparently there is a huge battle for the Atlantic going on at the moment. Lots and lots of convoys trying to get through. How's their convoy situation looking? Because we are sinking lots. Okay, so Britain's actually gaining in convoys. America, I would say, is actually losing. Which is pretty good. Meanwhile, Britain trying to naval invade Africa. That's okay. And there we are. Tanks have done their job magnificently. So now I'm going to say, I'm just going to line you up along here. And I'm going to say your objective is this. I'll put you in position. I will give you planning preparation, and then we're just going to knock India out of this war once and for all. They are definitely starting to falter. They've also got almost no manpower left. Looks like Japan has solidified their war against China. And if we take the Soviet Union out, then we can just start shipping weapons and things to the Japanese. Who owns the island off of India? Britain. Also known as Sri Lanka, or Ceylon, depending what era you're in. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with our victories in India. Taking Iran was such a good idea. Whoever it was that talked me into doing that, you did good. Okay, tanks are almost here. We'll get the tanks into position. Then we'll drop a staff office plan. And we'll get that done. Marines 2. Excellent. Ah, we've just got engineer. Which I don't think I want just yet. I really want trickster so I can get my improv expert. Let's actually take a look at some of the other commanders, see if there's any other upgrades that we can give them.
Pronto all'azione. Pronto, signore.
You can get infantry expert. I think that would be a good idea. So can you. Okay. Getting quite a few people who are pretty good with infantry. Let's get the night vision. Although this was the marine upgrade. Maybe I want to go for the top tier marines. You know what? We're going to continue doing that. Because these guys are going to be busy in the Mediterranean. So let's take a quick look at you. See if you need any repairs. No, you're fine. Good. Alright, back to the army.
Formazione.
Let you lot get into position. Strategic deploy you so you can get into position faster. And that'll let you start getting some planning preparation going. Get one hell of a cutoff over there, actually. Nah, I'll just keep pushing everywhere. Then I'm going to pop this. And we're going to get that staff office plan done as quickly as possible. Let's get our planning preparation finished, and then we can strike forth and do a ton of damage. Hungary demanded return of their troops, because that's just so stable. And now I'm going to say attack. Let's show them what the Italian armoured divisions can do. We seem to be holding out over here just fine now, and we are still pushing into the north. Pushing into the Soviets. We're not pushing into the Caucasus, although we probably could. Meanwhile, Germany is putting a lot of pressure on the Soviet Union. Cut off. Right, let's go and select you lot and just say, I want you to take this. Go. Aha! 1943 guns, finally. Let's go and upgrade those. And we are once again not producing aircraft. It's so annoying. Well, we're just going to have to steal more factories. It's probably because we lost the ones around Bengal. Losing Bombay is going to be quite a big deal for them. In fact, I also need to assign you lot the job of keeping control and making sure I don't lose any of the ports over here. Like so, you're saying you now need 36 divisions. How many guns do I have? 19,000? Perfect. I'm going to train another 24 of these. And we'll send them over to India once I can deploy them.
Si, signore.
Are they getting reinforcements or something? Must be. But they're not going to be recovering at all. And yes, they are definitely getting reinforcements. There's 11 divisions here. That's going to be a pretty hefty number to be knocking out. That's that group done. And there it is. Bombay has fallen. Boom. British Raj is down to 95% capitulation. I would definitely say that Italy has done its part in this war now. Up to now I was thinking, I haven't done a huge amount except holding on to Africa, but taking out India is massive. Alright, new technology. I'm gonna start... Am I gonna bother researching tanks, or am I just gonna keep buying them from Germany? Because I can almost certainly get tier 3 mediums now from the Germans. The only thing is, can I create variants? Oh, I can! Interesting. In that case, oh, Germany! I would like to have a license to produce tier 3 medium tanks, please. Good grief, you have a lot of random tanks. Take the Panzer... No, those are tier 2s. Do you not have medium 3s? Germany! Oh, I'm disappointed. Feels like a bit of a waste to research that myself. You know what, let's go and upgrade our weaponry. God, no, we can't get that yet. We can, however, get the armor-piercing capped shell. Let's go and research this. Return to our naval upgrades. Another 10 destroyers sunk. Good. 3 light cruisers, 7 destroyers. That was my surface fleet showing its power again. And honestly, not taking a huge amount of damage in the process. One thing which I would like to do is start switching out tier 2 ships for tier 3s. Sorry, tier 1s for tier 3s. We have you lot. You can be assigned to that. Or not. Right, tier 1 destroyers. Let's get rid of you. I want to get back up to 45? Let's go 50. Tier 2 destroyers. You're a tier 1. You should be with them. Now those are all tier 1s. And we're back up to 46. And now we should actually move quicker and just have a better screen. Next query. These are tier 1 heavy cruisers. They move extremely slowly. So I think I might just drop the tier 1 heavy cruisers. I'll keep the tier 2 battleships that we've been building, and the tier 3 battleships, obviously. 1940 early. There we go. I want to see how fast you are. 22 nautical miles. And the Vittorio Veneto is going to be the new pride of the fleet. Actually, we're just sailing in the Mediterranean. It doesn't matter a huge deal how far... Well, yes it does. Because if you're chasing after the little escort fleets, it's less likely you'll catch them if we've got these guys slowing the whole group down. Wait, you were tier 2? Ah, bugger, I made the wrong ship. Pride of the fleet. I meant to make one of my tier 3s. I thought you were. Your list of kills was obscuring it. We are going to split these guys off. And we're going to take 16... destroyers with them. And you lot are going to be task. Can't give you different areas, can I? Still be in the same area. I thought I could. What if I do this on a per task force basis? So we have you strike forcing this, and then you strike forcing yes, I can do it on a per task force basis. I want these ones in the safer, closer areas, and then the big ships with the big battleships can go in the more dangerous. We've lost a little bit of firepower, but it's fine. Why not buy Tiger tanks? Because they're heavy tanks. What we really need is speed. The reason we've been winning in India is just because we've been overrunning stuff. And Tiger tanks will just slow us down. That's the difference between heavy tanks and mediums. Okay, India Defence Force. I need you to be responsible for a little bit more. British Raj has capitulated. As has Leningrad. What a magnificent day. Benito Mussolini has announced the cowardly Indian nation could no longer withstand the pressure from the overwhelming presence of Italian forces throughout the country. Leningrad, birthplace of the Russian Revolution, has fallen to advancing German forces. Sporadic fighting can still be heard from some of the suburbs, but a strange calm appears to have settled over the rest of the ruined city. Earlier today, columns of German soldiers marched past St. Isaac's Cathedral, whose great dome has been painted grey by the Red Army engineers to avoid the attention of marauding Luftwaffe bombers. Despite their efforts, it is riddled with bullet holes and shrapnel impacts. You can upgrade the engines on them, but they'll still move about 5 miles an hour, whereas the medium tanks will move about 10. They are quite significantly slower. Okay, so... Yellow forces, you are no longer responsible for that. Oh man, that was a huge deal actually. We just need to clear up these little areas of control. So let's make sure that all of this gets cleaned out. Like so. And then you are just low-end troops. So I'm going to add all of your troops to this army. I'm going to change you to being Cavallero, just to make sure that we have a good commander still in charge of them. And your responsibility is now to secure basically this entire quadrant. And you're almost certainly going to need more troops than I have allotted you. You need 56. You've currently got 48. Not actually that far off. Andiamo! Then tanks can go there. Send a couple of tanks around there. A couple of tanks around there.
Pronto, signore.
And we'll have a couple of tanks around there.
Pronto, signore. Pronto.
Let's have all of these little areas destroyed.
Attento.
Good. And that should be a big boon to my industry. The other thing is I need to choose my occupied territories. Those need to be gentle, so I actually gain political power still. And so I don't need that many troops to watch over these areas. Alright, good. Well, my tank divisions, I guess, can now join the Soviet front. Because I can't really help Japan against China, because we're not at war with them. The Soviet Union's actually halfway to capitulation now. I think I might send my tanks over here and just start punching through behind them, going from the Urals and Magnitogorsk. Have a nice easy time in the open steppe. Well, I'm going to leave a garrison here, so I don't necessarily need troops on the borders. I can easily assign some of the garrison units to a border if that does happen. Okay, so we just got another point of logistics. I'm going to say another field hospital, just so we can reduce our experience loss. Yeah, the Soviets have really been losing hard to Germany recently. I think it is because we've just completely cut off American reinforcement. Like, the submarines have been doing a very, very quiet job, but they've been doing it well, just maintaining control of the Atlantic. Attack on Calcutta going on right now. I thought there was. How's the production of my Marines coming along? Slowly but surely, but they do have basically all of the equipment that they ordered. We are still quite short on military equipment, but we're actually doing okay for everything else, including now medium tanks. Okay. Right, now Calcutta's going to fall. How's the manpower situation looking? Soviets have lost 12.8 million. I've lost 1.5. Germany's lost 4.3. Japan has lost 1 in this war. Britain's lost 3. US has lost 1. So maybe I need to do a repeat of Greece here. Maybe I should just blockade the entirety of Africa to prevent British and American supply getting in. Dutch East Indies are capitulated, so that's going to free up a bunch of Japanese troops to then go and fight against China. That's actually quite a big deal. In fact, I don't even need to blockade the whole thing, because I control Suez. So as long as I blockade Cape Verde Plain, they're not going to be able to get any supply through here. So submarines, I want you active in here too, please. Although America could go around the Cape. So maybe we need to blockade the Cape as well. Let's see how the submarines deal with this, because we need to get our submarines back up to strength, because we have been losing a few. Which means that their escorts must be improving too. Also, we could really do with buying in some more steel. Let's stop buying in tungsten, because we're now surplus. Rubber, because we have a surplus. Steel, we need more. "11 more destroyers sunk, good. Our surface fleet's been having some real success against British screens. The British are below 200 ships. The United States is about 230. Japan's still at about 300. I'm now at 115. Germany's at 85. Like, we are starting to claw our way back again. Am I aware that I'm still building tier 1 subs? I'm not. These are tier 2s. And yes, I'm aware that I'm building tier 2s. Because I've not yet researched tier 3s. Gonna keep on getting radar, because having radar on my submarines would be really nice. Although we should probably, once this is done, research tier 3 subs. I think that's probably a good idea now.
Pronto, signore.
Should get an aircraft carrier torpedo bombers to help the subs. I don't think they need it. What the submarines need is radar, so they can actually detect more convoys.
signore. Formazione.
Off you go. Take those little pockets out and then I think we'll be good.
Formazione.
Don't need to worry about the cyan pocket. In fact, the more of this area that we take, that's going to be a rubber supply. So that may well have just cut into our rubber. No, it hasn't. It has just given us a little bit more steel, though, which is good. Right, and we're still trying to destroy this tiny little holdout, which is using up this entire cyan army right now. I'm okay with it.
Pronto all'azione.
There is some jungle down here. That's going to be particularly painful for my tanks to use. No matter. How's the infrastructure looking? India's actually done a fairly decent job of building up their infrastructure throughout India. Obviously there's a lot of stuff that needs to be repaired. So with that in mind, I'm going to switch from naval production to construction repair. Let's get all of that infrastructure repaired. And you lot, you ready for deployment? Yeah, you are. Good, because I'm going to want you over here. Just need boots on the ground. And that might actually allow me to recruit some more... another marine. Yay! My son was sick. Haven't seen anything of this series. How's it going, Mordred? Hey, Jasper. Sorry to hear about your son. That sucks. This series is going really well. I'm enjoying this a lot. It's been a real roller coaster. From the disasters in Africa. Ooh, we sank a battleship. Nice. To the massive comeback and the Italian victory through Iran and then into India. Yeah, this has been a good series. And then the very, very concerning stalemate on the Soviet-German front to the Italian attack through the Caucasus, denying Italian oil, and then a massive German counterattack. This has been really good.
Sì, signore. Pronto
That's all
all'azione.
us, so let's not worry about that bit.
Pronto all'azione.